Good morning. We're going to go ahead and get started. We have a lot of sports to go through. First of all, I just want to welcome everybody to SGA and to our JV sports recognition. We appreciate all the support from you parents and grandparents to not only to the students but also to the coaches, and the support of going to practice all the time, of carrying drinks to activities or food or snacks or pregame meals. I know that stuff, it doesn't go unnoticed, and we appreciate what you do for our students. I want to thank our coaches all right here. Our coaches put in a lot of time and effort. I know when I was playing ball, especially when you get to high school, a lot of times you're spending more time with those teammates and those coaches than you do at home. And so it's important to have good role models as coaches, and I think we have some of the best here at SGA. So I want to thank our coaches for what they do. Two special people I want to thank before we get started is Dr. Bennett and Dion. I don't know if Dion's here, but if we can give them a big hand. They are at almost every event, and the minute somebody goes down, naturally everybody's head goes to Dr. Bennett or Dion to go out there and check them out. So Dr. Bennett and Dion, thank y'all for what you do, and been doing it for years. We really do appreciate your time that you do that. And before we get started, what we're going to do, we'll have each coach come up here, and they'll talk about each team, and we'll go through all the sports. Sports is a special thing that our students do. Most of you probably did when you were in school. You learn a lot about life in playing sports. I think sometimes we get too focused just on trying to win a game, or just is my son or daughter playing in the game. But we should be also focused on teaching our kids what that means, because life isn't fair all the time. You're not always going to be the star player. You're always going to be the star person in your job. You're going to have to be kind of a cheerleader on the sideline. You're not going to like every coach or every teacher or every boss that you have, and that's what sports is about. Sports teaches you so much, and how you handle that tells a lot about you as a person, you as parents, us as coaches. And I think for the most part, we handle ourselves very well, and I appreciate that. And our students, everything they do with playing sports, to keeping their grades up, to doing dances, to still keeping up their families, they do a lot more than most schools, because they all do it, all do everything. And I appreciate what they do and that they continue to keep up their academics. So first we're going to get started with our cheerleaders. So Miss Jamie Cox can come on up.
JV cheerleaders to join me up here, please. All right, good morning. I can't say enough good things about these girls. We often hear people say that cheer isn't a sport, addressing whichever one of you boys over there that just said that. And I think these girls are an example of how that could not be further from the truth. They started last June at camp and have worked hard, practicing multiple days a week, cheering at games, football, basketball. They say we put blood, sweat, and tears in things. Thank goodness we didn't have any blood this year, but we did definitely have sweat, and I'm pretty certain there were probably tears somewhere along the line, even if they were mine. So these girls, and cheerleading is such an important part of our athletic programs. I had so many parents come up to me this year and say how much better the JV basketball games were having the cheerleaders in there cheering. It just added to the entire feel and excitement of the game. And I think that our players can really feel how much these girls are cheering them on. We are going to miss the 8th grade girls going to varsity next year, but I know they are going to do an amazing job on Friday nights, and I'm looking forward to my 7th grade girls stepping up and being those leaders and kind of upperclassmen among our JV cheerleaders. And so I've got a little something for y'all and to recognize each of you. Hallie Mead, clink skills. Libba Cox. Mary Grace Garcia Simmons. Harmony Harper. Hallie Houston. Thank you, Coach D, yes. Mary Davis Lockhart. Avery Tabb. Ellie Williams. Ivy Jo Bruner. Allison Fletcher. Grayson Haddock. Lola Lenencole. Sydney Middleton. Beth Nunnery. Annie Redding. Jenna Sheffield. And Ansley West. Thank you.
Can I have my junior pro cheerleaders come up, please? You okay? I figured it would be me. Good morning. I'm Brandy Spooner, and this year I had the privilege to coach these girls in junior pro. It's 5th and 6th grade cheer. Sometimes when there's not enough 5th and 6th grade football players, they give 4th grade the opportunity to play football. And so some of these girls have actually cheered for 3 years. They will graduate up to JV, and I hope to see the younger ones continue to show their school spirit by cheering. This summer we had a full-week summer camp where they learned and continued to learn new skills. And then we had a mini camp where they also learned tricks, and some of them got to show that off during some of the football games. But anyway, I'm very proud of these girls. I hope they continue on with their cheerleading, and I have some certificates for you. And Emma, if you'll come get yours, then you can help me hand out the other ones. And I think they're in order, so that'll be Harper. So when she calls your name, just come up. Or when I call your name, just come up. Harper Brinson. Hayden Brinson, Bella Cobb, Osmond Hicks, Katie Josie, she's not here today, Addison McClendon, Leanna Medlin, Asher Scott, Sutton Tyner, Bendy Trawick, and our 6th graders, Carlin Dennard, Sydney Spooner, Avery Thornton. Thank y'all.
I'd like to call JV cross country up. All right, I just want to say thank you to Coach B and Coach D for allowing me to start this cross-country team up again. It's been a great joy to be such a big part of this school and to be a part of this sports program. I really was not sure what I was getting myself into, but I thank you all for taking the chance on me. This has been a phenomenal group of kids. We've had state champions, we've had region champs, and we've had personal records set by each one of these kids. They have supported each other and cheered each other on since their first practice. I'm so proud of each and every one of them. This has been the ultimate team, and as a coach, that's all you could ask for. I also want to thank God for placing each of you in my life. You have touched my heart in many different ways, and I'm thankful for that. I hope you all continue to keep running, and I'm looking forward to sweat with you this summer. Go Warriors. I'm going to announce each one of these kids now. All right, Knox Bridges. Liva Cox. Reed Connor. Tom Davis. Weston Durden. Brody Enfinger. Mac Fane. Cookie Fane. Mary Grace Garcia. Owen Hunt. Sophie Hunt. Mary Davis Lockhart. Emma Spooner. Sydney Spooner. And James Thompson. Thank you guys so much.
Would the JV softball come up, please? Here they come. All right. First of all, I'd like to thank Coach Vernon Nobles for being the JV softball coach. He did a spectacular job this year, along with these girls. They had a record of 9-1 on the season. And these girls that are moving on up to the varsity level, I think, have lost 2 games in the last 2 years. They're out there 3 days a week during the summer, starting in end of May, 1st of June, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, practicing for 2 hours a day in the dead heat. That's pretty hard on a bunch of young ladies. There's one thing we do when they do great. I pat them on the back. When they do bad, I get on them. It's just the way I coach. But they learn how we do things a certain way. We don't let mediocrity get by with us. We want to excel and be better than everybody else. So these girls have done a great job this year, and I'm super proud of them. A lot of them play 3-4 sports. But right now, I'm going to introduce them to you. Amelia Giles, just step forward. Okay, Ava Rathel, Charlie Davis, Addison Mock, Ivy Jo Bruner, Blair Bennett, Anna Claire Mock, Aubrey Holloman, Libby Glass, Caitlin Lovren, Kaylee Klesko, KJ Spann, Emma Atkinson, Hannah McClendon, Allie Thornton, Sydney Middleton, Maddie Clenny, and Kate Sheffield. All right, these were your 2021 SGA JV Warriors with a record of 9-1. Thank you, ladies.
JV football players would come up, please. There's so many people I need to thank. Layden Calhoun, Jared Mock, Brett Phillips, they helped me coach junior high football this year. Like I said, we're out fighting the heat every day. We started practice at 2:30 in the afternoon, which is probably the hardest time of the day. And these gentlemen did a great job. I want to thank Coach D for giving me a job. You know, without him, I wouldn't be here. I guess it'd be a good way to put it. I want to thank the parents, okay? You allow us to work with your children every day, and we appreciate the trust that you put into us, and we try to do everything that we can to make them a better person. You know, sports is a learning situation. You've got to learn good things, and you're going to learn lessons when things doesn't go your way, and I think that's the best thing about athletics completely. It teaches you how to be successful, and it teaches you how to handle when you are not successful, and I think these gentlemen right here did a great job all year. We went 4-1, came within one play of being undefeated. I kind of messed that one up, but these guys did a great job. They learned how to practice, they learned how to work, they got along well with each other, and I really enjoyed this year. It's the first time that I've actually coached junior high sports in a while, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the effort that these gentlemen put forward. And like I said, at this time I want to introduce them. If you will, please step forward. John Mason Calhoun, Colt Williams, Briggs Kelly, Reed Connor, Matthew Godwin, Cade Alderman, Leighton Hurd, Brody Infinger, Flint Kimbrell, Jeb Trawick, Cole Moore, Cannon Moulton, Tom Davis, Tom's hiding behind the fern, Thad Beckley, James Thompson, Ben Phillips, Caden Moore, J.D. Kirkland, Colt Richardson, Branson Trawick, Gage Jones, Jackson Jones, Ethan Foster, Grayson Smith. These are your JV football players. The 8th graders will be moving up to varsity. And again, this group right here learned how to win, and I think they're going to make you very proud in future years. Thank you, junior high football.
Thank y'all. I'm Keith Middleton. I coached junior pro this year. All the junior pro players come up, please. And I'm not real prepared because nobody told me I was going to have to speak, so just shoot from the hip a little bit. When we started this year, I didn't know how we were going to fare, but these kids really worked hard over the summer and over the season. They put in the hours, they practiced hard, they studied, they learned their plays. I'm excited to be able to coach probably 5 or 6 of them again next year. The other ones will move up to JV, and hey, y'all got some good players coming up there, Coach, so y'all be ready. Proud of them. We went 6-0 this year, undefeated. And hey, I'm just going to call their names and recognize them if I don't mess their names up. My 6th graders are Cash Jarrett, Brody Rogerson, Kobe Strength, Ganem Hurd, David Stozier, Reed Phillips, Knox Bridges, Owen Hunt, Cash Lambert, Hayden Hadaway, Max Fain. My 5th graders are, and sorry, you got on the list late there, Kate. My 5th graders are Lane Lockhart, Grady Smith, Mac Hathorn, Holden Haddock, and Calhoun Richardson. Y'all give these guys a hand. They played real good this year. Y'all don't get no
This time I'd like for our JV girls basketball team to come up. Yesterday I came by the school and I was talking to some of the coaches, and they said, now, Coach, don't get up there and be long-winded. But, you know, when you're the oldest one sitting down there, you know, I think you can get up here and talk as long as you want to. And I'm going to say this, a few words. First of all, I want to say that to all you parents and all you grandparents, you got a beautiful group of children out here. And we love them. You know, I love them as coaches. And I'm sort of high-strung out there coaching, and for these girls, you know, I can't tell them enough. As I walked in this morning, 3 or 4 of them over, hey, Coach Mike. Well, that makes my heart feel good, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm pretty hard on them, okay? But this is a good group of girls right here, and I want to say to Coach Dalrymple, that there's a lot of things changed since 1974. And some of you say 1974, and I was sitting there thinking, you know, the first time I walked into this auditorium in 1974, I was a student here coming from Miller County. I was a Miller County pirate, true at heart, to be honest with you. I was in the 10th grade, that's all I'd ever known. And once I walked through those doors, and I saw them 3 letters up there. And every time I walk through those doors now and see those letters, this is a wonderful place. It's got wonderful people. And I'm going to challenge these junior high people. There's a lot of sacrifice. I don't think you realize how much sacrifice has went into making Southwest Georgia Academy what it is today. And I know, I challenge all y'all to, I want you to look at those 3 letters, and every time you stand up and sing that alma mater, I want you to think about what those words mean and how many people in the past So, and again, I say a lot has changed. And I'm going to sort of make a little joke here. When I came through there in 1974, there's some things that hadn't changed. But when I sat down in those seats, my knees used to touch the other seat. And it was hard to sit in those seats. And now, in 2022, I sit down in those seats, and not only my knees touching, my belly's touching. So that hadn't changed. I mean, it's a lot to be said with that. But it's a beautiful place, okay? It's a beautiful place. And again, one more thing I wanted to say to Coach Dalrymple also, and I saw on the agenda this morning about our bass fishing team. I'm going to tell you guys that's on that bass fishing team. Some of you older people in the back there, y'all know Tony Everson. And he and I were classmates, and I'll never forget this. One Friday, Tony talked me into going fishing. And it was on a school day. And this is the only place I know where you can go fishing now and not get penalized. Because when we got back here on Monday, Coach Henry had us in that office in there, and I'm going to tell you, it wasn't too fun in there. So there has a lot of things have changed. But anyway, let's get back to what we're talking about here today. And these girls, Coach Bobby Pete, 3 years ago, approached me and asked me about helping him coach girls basketball, JV basketball. And so I decided I would do that. I had a granddaughter that's going to play, and so I said, yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to be at every game anyway. And from that day forward, it's been such a joy to me to come back and to finish up a career that I started here in 1980, my first coaching job. And so it's an honor for me, first of all, girls, to coach y'all. And let me say this about these girls. For the last 2 years before they started this year, you know, they had some hard shoes to fill. Those middle school girls the last couple of years been undefeated. And Coach Bobby, you know, and I want you to understand this now, Coach Bobby and I are really good friends. And so when we started this year, Coach Bobby said, I don't think I'm going to coach this year. And I said, well, okay. So I didn't want to sit over on the bench by myself. And there's a couple of reasons for that, because sometimes I say things I shouldn't say, and I got to thinking, you know, I might get removed from the game one time. So Coach Amy sit with me. And as we began that first game, you know, we had practiced all this time, all before the season started. And I watched these girls, and I thought, hey, you know, we pretty good. We not as bad as everybody thinks we're going to be. Well, lo and behold, the first game started. And we played Terrell, and, you know, Terrell's really good. You know, I mean, they were really good. And I knew, you know, we was going to have our work cut out for us. And so as the game started, you know, the first quarter ended. And boy, I looked over there at Coach Amy down there, and she said, and I looked over at Coach Bobby, and I said, yeah, He's sitting over in the blue. I know it was 19-0. 19-0. I've been coaching 35 years, and I've been beaten by 19 points plenty of time. But I ain't never started the game 19-0. Okay? And then we got in the second quarter, and you know, it's 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, and we still hadn't scored. Instead of looking at Coach Amy and Coach Bobby, I started looking up and said, Lord, please let us score. And about that time, we hit a three-pointer. I think Blair maybe hit a three-pointer out there. And you know what? From that point on, our season began. And I can't tell these girls, and even in that game, you know, I'm going to be honest with you, middle school girls get behind 19-0. Most teams not coming back. But at the end of the game, we actually had the ball with a three. We were behind 3 points and had a chance to tie the game up. Okay? And so I say to you, the future is bright for y'all. Okay? And there's nothing, you know, we went on down in the season and we played Chris and we lost to them in our gym. And I went home the next day and I got back to the practice. I stopped by and I told my son Wes, I said, Wes, there's something wrong with this. And he said, what you mean? I said, well, I'm 63 years old and I didn't sleep any about a JV girls basketball game. But you know what? that bled over to these girls. I firmly believe, as a coach, your team takes your shape. And they didn't like getting beat by Chris. Okay? And so we played the next game, and we got some revenge against Terrell, and we beat them, and our record was 8-3, and we get into the tournament, and I knew that we were going to have to play Chris again. And so at halftime, as them girls at Calhoun County used to say when I coached them, Coach, we're behind 9 points. You better have a come to Jesus meeting at halftime. So we did. And Coach Amy, I tell you, we talked loud in there. But now, if you were at that game that day, the girls started playing. They really started playing. And, we ended up winning the game, I think, here 32-28. And the only bad thing about that, it took us 1 hour and 58 minutes to play that game. And 45 minutes later, after the boys played, we had to come back and play Terrell again. And I don't make excuses for these girls, but I honestly believe had not had to have played that game, we would have probably gotten Terrell. So I say to all of you, I'm proud of you. And at this time, I'm going to introduce you 8th graders, 3 8th graders, Aubrey Holloman, Sophie Hunt, Blair Bennett. Okay, you 7th graders who will be back next year, and we're going to get after it again, aren't we? Brindley Bennett, Allie Hornsby, Emma Atkinson, Maddie Clenny, Amelia Giles, Charlie Davis, Avery Tabb. I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all, and thank you here.
Move the microphone down. I'm not that tall. Wow, he's not only a legend in basketball, he's a legend in speaking as well. Junior Pro, if the 5th grade girls basketball team would come up. Just the 5th grade. This is a crucial age for developing fundamentals in basketball. These girls started learning the basic skills of basketball and what it means to be part of a team. They worked very hard and showed great promise in their future. We had a few 6th graders interested in basketball this year, but too many 5th graders to combine into one team. So therefore, we were able to split the Junior Pro girls into a 5th grade team and a 6th grade team with the help of 3 great volunteers. I'd like to say thank you to Coach Kayla Calhoun and Dr. Chase Brooks and Coach Wendy Cox for taking the time to work with these girls. If you'll just step forward when I call your name. Neely Calhoun, Harper Crawford, Massey Claire Brooks, Leanna Medlin, Brayley Wells, Bella Cobb, Katie Josie, Hayden Crawford, Wiley Lott, Emma Timmons, Asher Scott, Lily Lovering, Osmond Hicks, and Bristol Tabb. This group came a long way this year and showed great improvement in their fundamentals. I believe that next year they'll come out more confident and be ready to play at the next level. Thank you, girls. If the 6th grade Junior Pro team would come up. right, so this group was able to concentrate more on team-oriented skills. They did a very good job of running plays, finding the open man, looking up the floor for fast break situations, things that I try to get JV, B team, and the varsity levels to try to improve on each year. One thing that sticks out in my mind about this group is their winning mindset. I love their competitiveness and how hard they work. They went undefeated this season, and if I had one word to describe them, it would be the word ruthless. Because when they played a team and they're up by 40 points and they're asking the coach, can they put on a full court press? That kind of describes that word. So I'm really looking forward to having them in the future. If you'll just step forward when I call your name. Alex Davis, Zoe Cox, KJ Spann, Carlin Dennard, Ava Rathel, Addison Mock, and Kate Sheffield. Thank you, girls.
All right, let me get the JV boys basketball team up to the stage. Before we get going, I just want to start by thanking our parents. We do a lot of practice after school, during holidays, and I know that's not easy, trying to get up here and trying to figure out rides and all that, but I really appreciate that very much. Appreciate you allowing me to work with your kids. Coming into this year, we had a lot of 8th graders from last year's team that moved up to varsity, and this year it was kind of the opposite. We had a lot of 7th graders this year. And, what was good was we played pretty well before Christmas. We had a hiccup our last game before we were out for Christmas break. But what was good was, and my favorite part of it was, if you watched us play after the Christmas break, we were able to play a whole lot faster than what we played like before we got out. We pressed more. We had more layers that we put in offensively and defensively, and we got a whole lot better the last 7 games than the first 4 games we played. We beat all the teams in our region, had a really great year. We were 10-1, and we're really excited about this group, that they were 10-1 this year, and all these guys, the guys that were on Junior Pro the year before and the guys that were on JV last year, they were all undefeated. So it's a really exciting group. We still have a lot of work to do in the weight room and in the gym, but we're looking forward to starting practice here in the next few weeks. And I'll go ahead and introduce these guys now. We have 15 players. Like I said, we had a lot of 7th graders. Of the 15, we had 10 in 7th grade. If you will, please step forward when your name's called. In 7th grade, John Mason Calhoun, Matthew Godwin, Flint Kimbrell, Riggs Kelly, Tom Davis, Brody Enfinger, Emmett Fain, Bo Adams, Weston Durden, and Colt Williams. And then in the 8th grade, we had 5, Reed Connor, Cannon Moulton, Jeb Trawick, Thad Beckley, Ethan Foster. Everybody? All right. Thank you.
Can I get my Junior Pro boys basketball team up here? First off, I just want to thank Coach Todd and Coach B for letting me and Alexa coach these great group of boys. We had an undefeated season as region champs. We love coaching y'all and enjoyed every moment. We hope that we taught you a little bit about basketball and a lot about being a team. We hope that you all stick together and continue to play with each other in the future.
All right, this is your 2022 region champs, Conley Cook, Ganem Hurd, Brody Rogerson, Luke Scott, Luke Akers, Cash Jarrett, Cash Lambert, Knox Bridges, and Steele Cobb. Thanks, guys.
All right, if I could get Jackson and Jeb to come up for bass fishing. Somehow, out of all the coaches, I seem to be, I guess, the most qualified to talk about bass fishing somehow. But it looks like Coach Mike is on you now. These guys, first, let me thank Miss Lee Fain if she's in here. Miss Lee Fain is pretty much the head bass fishing coach. She does all the paperwork for them and gets them signed up for all the tournaments and all the fundraising and everything else that goes on with bass fishing. She handles all that, but she never wants to come talk, so I get to do this part. These guys, they were able to fish in 3 tournaments this year. If you don't know anything about bass fishing tournaments, they start at like 4 in the morning and they go all afternoon long. These guys, I think most of the ones that they fished were during the winter time. So you're out there in 30, 40 degree weather out there on the lake all morning long trying to fish and catch. And so we just want to thank these guys for their effort. If you've seen Jackson, he's done a couple of videos in my class and he's very proud of the fish that he catches. He's always got a couple pictures of the fish in just about every video that he makes. So these guys will continue on next year and continue that fishing legacy they got going on. Congratulations, guys. And now can I get the JV golf guys to come on up? All right, Coach Jay could not make it today to speak on JV golf, so I was going to step in for him here and speak a little about what was going on with the golf team. This year was the first year we actually were able to kind of put together a full JV golf team. We really struggled to get the varsity golf going with a couple guys, and we only had, I think, one guy at the time that was going to play varsity golf, so Jay was like, well, what about JV golf? I said, well, we'll try and see if any kids are interested. So we went and asked, got a couple of these guys up, and they were able to go out there to the course with Coach Jay a couple days a week and really start working on their game. And I think they played a couple matches against Terrell and in golf. They had their ups and downs, but Coach Jay says they had really improved since the beginning of the first time that he had them out there, them trying to swing a club, to the time he got done with them. They kind of knew what was going on. So first I would just like to introduce these guys. You have James Thompson, Cass Jarrett, you have Akers, Kobe Strength, Chase Trawick, and Hurd. Congratulations, guys.
All right, so first of all, I'd like to we always thank the parents, but I think we leave out the athletes. Thank you, athletes, for coming out. I know track is something that a lot of people just kind of, don't really think about as who wants to run, right? But the more people we can get out there, the more chance we have of winning a state championship, when they get older. So thank you, athletes. Thank you, parents. Thanks, Coach Todd and Coach Woody, for putting up with me, taking my classes, going out there and helping me with the handoffs. You guys are great. Mary Hunt, thank you so much for, she knew I was in basketball, so I saw the class missing one day, and they were like, we're out there with Miss Mary. I was like, oh, okay, good job. So thank you, Mary. And then especially thank you to Coach Jay Winkler. This man right here, he's a guru of track. He got out there, he dresses in his suit and tie every day and then goes and changes into his PE type attire and comes out there and sweats with us during PE and then stays after school with me to help me with the varsity. So a big thank you to you, Coach Wink. All right, we had a new addition to our 7th and 8th grade JV team this year. 6th grade, we added 6th grade and for whoever was interested, and we had a big turnout. If the 6th grade girls would come to the stage, just 6th grade, because 6th, 7th, and 8th grade totals up to be 85 athletes, and I don't think we have enough room for all the track team. All right, so these 6th graders did a very good job participating in the region track meet. They competed against other 6th graders from Crisp, Westwood, Terrell, Fullington, and Highland Christian. And in the JV region track meet, they concentrate more on grade level individual awards rather than a team as a whole. The 1st through 6th place were rewarded with ribbons, and so Coach Wink's going to help me pass those ribbons out. All right, starting with high jump. Our 1st place goes to Zoe Cox. Yes, her jump beat 6th, 7th, and 8th grade jumpers, so very good job. 2nd place, Alex Davis. Long jump, 1st place, Addison Mock. 3rd place, Ava Rathel. Discus, 1st place, KJ Span. 55-meter hurdles, 2nd place, Kaylee Klesko. She wasn't even going to try the hurdles, but, with all her gymnastic ability, I was like, I think you could be limber enough to get over those hurdles. The 100 meters, 2nd place, Ava Rathel. 400 meter, 2nd place, Alex Davis. 4th place, KJ Span. 200 meter, 2nd place, Ava Rathel. 5th place, Alex Davis. Our 4x100 relay team, we placed 2nd and 3rd in that. Our team number 1 placed 2nd, that's Zoe Cox, Addison Mock, Kaylee Klesko, and Ava Rathel. Our team 2 placed 3rd, that's Kate Sheffield, Carlin Dennard, Alex Davis, and KJ Span. Our 4x400 relay team, team 1 placed 2nd, that's Carlin Dennard, Ava Rathel, KJ Span, Alex Davis, and our team 2 placed 3rd, Addison Mock, Zoe Cox, Kate Sheffield, and Kaylee Klesko. Thank you, girls. All right, if I could have my 6th grade boys. All right, starting with high jump, Luke Scott placed 1st. Long jump, 2nd place, Ganem Hurd. 6th place, Davis Dozier. Discus, 4th place, Cash Lambert. Shot put, second place, Kobe Strength. 55-meter hurdles, sixth place, Davis Dozier. 100-meter hurdles, 100-meter, third place, Ganem Hurd. Fifth place, Davis Dozier. 1,600-meter, first place, Owen Hunt. 400-meter, first place, Owen Hunt. 800-meter, second place, Owen Hunt. Third place, Luke Scott. 200-meter, third place, Ganem Hurd. Sixth place, Conley Cook. The 4x100 relay teams, we had two of them. The team number 1 placed first with Davis Dozier, Ganem Hurd, Cash Lambert, and Owen Hunt. Team 2 placed third, Conley Cook, Kobe Strength, Luke Scott, and Mac Fame. The 4x400 team, Team 1 placed second, that's Ganem Hurd, Luke Scott, Cash Lambert, Owen Hunt. Third place, Knox Bridges, Mac Fame, Conley Cook, and Davis Dozier. Thank you, boys. If I could get the 7th grade girls to come up. All right, high jump. First place, Libby Glass. Second place, Amelia Giles. Long jump, second place, Charlie Davis. Third place, Libba Cox. Discus, third place, Avery Tabb. Sixth place, Harmony Harper. Shot put, fourth place, Emma Atkinson. 100 meter, third place, Libby Glass. Fourth place, Libba Cox. 1600 meter, second place, Mary Grace Garcia Simmons. Third place, Brinley Bennett. 400 meter, third place, Hallie Mead Clinkscales. Fifth place, Caitlin Lovering. 800 meter, second place, Mary Grace Garcia Simmons. Fifth place, Brinley Bennett. 200 meter, first place, Libba Cox. Third place, Libby Glass. We had two 4x100 relay teams. Team 1 placed second, Mary Davis Lockhart. Libby Glass, Charlie Davis, and Libba Cox. Team 2 placed fourth, that's Allie Hornsby, Hallie Mead, Shelby Yates, and Mary Grace Garcia Simmons. We had two 4x400 meter relay teams. Team 1 placed second, that's Charlie Davis, Allie Hornsby, Mary Grace Garcia Simmons, and Libba Cox. Team 2 placed fifth, Libby Glass, Avery Tabb, Mary Davis Lockhart, and Hallie Mead Clinkscales. You guys can just stay right there. I'll put the boys in front of y'all. All right, 7th grade boys. Y'all just stand in front of the girls. As you can see, we had a huge 7th grade group. They were all so eager to run, which is a great problem to have. I wish that I would have that problem on varsity, so I'm hoping that you guys will stick with it and stay with it till you get, on into high school. But unfortunately, only 2 can be placed in an event, so it's kind of hard to pick and choose who's going to do what. But like the 6th grade, the 7th grade competed only against 7th graders, and they were rewarded ribbons for 1st through 6th place. High jump, 2nd place, Colt Williams. 3rd place, Weston Durden. Long jump, 1st place, John Mason Calhoun. And if you've never seen this kid do long jump, he probably could jump out the auditorium with just one leap. 4th place, Cade Alderman. Discus, 1st place, Briggs Kelly. This kid right here, he came from Westwood, we'll forgive him, but his work ethic is absolutely phenomenal. He's out there at varsity practice every day, working out and throwing that discus and shot put. And when you look at how far he's throwing really close to the 1st place in varsity level. So he's amazing. Do what? Oh, and it's his birthday. All right, 4th place in discus would be Branson Traywick. Shot put, 2nd place, Jordan Bridges. 4th place, Briggs Kelly. Jordan got the best of you, Briggs, on that day. 55-meter hurdles, 2nd place, Matthew Godwin. Now, he will argue with you that he got 1st. Every single time he goes, I did it, he cheated. So we're going to go ahead and say that's a 1st place there, Matthew. 3rd place, Grayson Smith. 100 meter, 2nd place, John Mason Calhoun. 4th place, Colt Williams. 1600 meter, 3rd place, Emmett Fain. 4th place, Tom Davis. 400 meter, 1st place, Colt Williams. 2nd place, Weston Durden. It was very hard to choose the 400 meter runners. Usually you can't find a 400 meter runner, but with these boys, a lot of them have a gift of running the 400, and you usually cannot find that. So, but unfortunately I had to just go with 2. So good job, guys. 1st and 2nd place. 800 meter, 1st place, Brody Enfinger. 5th place, Emmett Fain. 200 meter, 1st place, John Mason Calhoun. 3rd place, Bo Adams. We had 2 4x100 meter relay teams. Team 1 placed 2nd. That's Cade Alderman, Colt Williams, Bo Adams, and John Mason Calhoun. Team 2 placed 4th. That's Emmett Fain, Brody Enfinger, Briggs Kelly, and Matthew Godwin. We had 2 4x400 meter relay teams. 1st place, Team 1, Brody Infinger, Weston Durden, Colt Williams, John Mason Calhoun. Team 2 placed 3rd, Briggs Kelly, Cade Alderman, Bo Adams, and Emmett Fame. Good job, 7th grade. Eighth grade girls. All right, high jump, first place, Sophie Hunt. Huh? I don't need details. I'm not doing details yet. You didn't write my speech, little lady. All right, high jump, first place, Sophie Hunt. Okay, 6th place for long jump, Grayson Haddock. Discus, 5th place, Annie Redding. Shot put, 5th place, Sydney Middleton. 55-meter hurdles, 3rd place, Blair Bennett. 6th place, Hannah McClendon. 100-meter, 3rd place, Hannah McClendon. 1,600 meters, 2nd place, Sophie Hunt. 400-meter, 1st place, Blair Bennett. 4th place, Aubrey Holloman. 800-meter, 2nd place, Sophie Hunt. 200-meter, 2nd place, Blair Bennett. 5th place, Grayson Haddock. And then we had 2 4x100-meter relays. Team 1 placed 3rd, Grayson Haddock, Sophie Hunt, Hannah McClendon, and Blair Bennett. And then Team 2 placed 5th. That's Allie Thornton, Aubrey Holloman, Ivy Jo Bruner, and Anna Claire Mock. We had 2 4x400-meter relay teams. Team 1 placed 1st with Anna Claire Mock, Aubrey Holloman, Sophie Hunt, Blair Bennett. Team 2 placed 4th, Ivy Jo Bruner, Lola Linnencole, Allie Thornton, and Hannah McClendon. If you guys would just stay, just step back, I'll call the boys. 8th grade boys. As you can see, this 8th grade group's not nearly the size of the 7th grade, so I didn't have a hard time placing the athletes in their event. So we needed every person in this grade to participate, and they did it without complaining, with the exception of J.D. Kirkland, because he's always complaining, but he did a very good job. These 8th graders competed against only 8th graders in each event and were rewarded the 1st through 6th places. Boys, 1st place in high jump, J.D. Kirkland. Long jump, 3rd place, Cannon Moulton. 5th place, Reed Connor. Discus, 2nd place, Thad Beckley. 5th place, Weston Cowart. Shot put, 3rd place, Jackson Jones. 55-meter hurdles, 4th place, Jeb Trawick. 100-meter, 1st place, Cannon Moulton. 1,600 meter, second place, Reed Connor. 400 meter, first place, Leighton Hurd. Third place, Jeb Trawick. 800 meter, first place, Reed Connor. Second place, Ethan Foster. 200 meter, first place, Kenan Moulton. We only had one team for the 4x100 meter relay. Team 1 placed second, that's Thad Beckley, Leighton Hurd, Ethan Foster, and Kenan Moulton. And we had two teams for the 4x400 relay, and that's team 1 placed first, that's Jeb Trawick, Ethan Foster, Leighton Hurd, Kenan Moulton. Team 2 placed third, Weston Cowart, Thad Beckley, Jackson Jones, and Reed Connor. Thank you, guys.
The JV baseball players could come to the stage, please. By virtue of going last, I think I can say this: if you don't see the future of Warrior athletics just going to the moon over the next couple of years, then you're blind, because we've got just a tremendous amount of great athletes in these middle school grades. And I want to thank you parents for giving us the opportunity to work with your kids. It is very important to us because we truly care about them like they're our own. So thank you for what you do. Now I'd like to introduce the 7th grade Warriors baseball participants. Just give a little wave, guys. Will Melton, Grayson Smith, Cole Moore, Braden Horn, Matthew Godwin, Colt Williams, Flint Kimbrell, Parker Godfrey, Bo Adams, Brody Infinger, Caden Moore, Jordan Bridges, there he is, Chase Trawick, Gage Jones, Mason Hornsby, Branson Trawick, and Colt Richardson. As a group of 7th graders, one thing that's typically difficult for us as a baseball program is to have a continuous feed to our varsity level athletes. I think with this 7th grade bunch, they have got 1 year of experience in our program, and ultimately the desire for them is for them to lead their middle school teams next year, and then hopefully by the varsity level, if we can produce a double handful of leaders, regardless of their athletic ability, we're going to be a lot better off for that. Good group of kids, highly successful. I'm anxious for them to take over the leadership role next year as 8th graders. And our 8th graders who will be moving up to the varsity level: Thad Beckley, Reed Connor, Jackson Jones, and Jeb Trawick. What a very small but mighty 8th grade bunch. I believe each of these young men next year will be able to contribute at the varsity level. I'm looking forward to having them. They've been in the program now for 2 years. As a side note, Coach Vernon Nobles is their head coach. He couldn't be here today, but Coach Vernon and I are well, we hit the nail on the head yesterday when we agreed that we're both on the same wavelength. So we're building a program, and these guys have pretty much laid the foundation through 7th grade through 8th grade year, and we're looking forward to those 8th graders as they become 9th graders. For the season, these kids had 10 wins, 2 losses, And as a coach, I'm going to just say that I'm not counting those 2 losses. We didn't play good baseball, so we're not going to count those. Now, when we get to the varsity level, we'll have to count them, guys. Okay, but they did a great job, had a lot of different guys playing a lot of different positions, trying to get a feel for where they may end up at the varsity level. And I can tell you I'm excited about middle school baseball for next year, and I'm more excited about varsity baseball for the next year and the years to come. So give these guys a round of applause.
As we close, we'll be quick. One last advice I'd give all your parents is enjoy your time. High school, middle school, it goes by fast. I know it seems slow at the time, but I was sitting there yesterday. It was the senior's last day of school, and Ty Williams was back at the front office, and he was glassy-eyed. You could tell he was holding not to cry, and he was just talking about how bad he's going to miss this place. And it wasn't just the athletics. It was just overall the whole atmosphere of this place. Kind of like what Coach Mike was saying earlier. This is a special, special place. And we had a parent the other day that was visiting and walking around. They said it feels like it's in the early 90s still here. That's a compliment. Because the way the world is going, I would love to go back to the 80s and 90s. And it's special. And granted, we have problems every day. We mess up every day. But in the big scheme of things, we have a wonderful, wonderful school, a wonderful group of faculty, students, parents, and we need to be thankful because the way the world's going is not the way it's going here. So I'm thankful for that. So enjoy your time these next few years. I'm going to bring up Briggs Kelly. Where's Briggs? Come on up here. Briggs Kelly, he was fired up that it was his birthday. We're going to sing to you, Briggs. Come on up here on the stage. All right, 7th grade, y'all lead us off. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Briggs. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Briggs. Y'all have a great day. See y'all.